Detroit versus Saints game again. We are continuing where we left off. This is at the 7-minute mark in the third quarter. I'm excited. And the Lions is losing 35-14, but I'm excited. I heard the commentator said about the Adrian Peterson run that you can run the ball all you want when you're down like 3 scores or whatever. And they need to start throwing the ball. But I got no time for what he's talking about. What I need to see is them come out of the apathy. Now the fan is saying, why are they running the ball? I absolutely love how they're doing it. They're not sitting down. They're fighting, and not fighting against New Orleans. They're fighting against themselves. They're I absolutely the Adrian Peterson run. That woke me up. That woke me up. And they down now. The fan is saying like, how can you be when they're down 3 scores? They don't have to win the game. I don't need them to win the game. I need them to come over adversity. Come out of the state of the apathy. Come out of the apathy. When Adrian Peterson, he was the guy that says like, I'm going to still give him my all. Regardless if we losing 3, we down 3 scores. I'm going to come out and be AP. I'm going to be who I am. That is contagious. That's how you win games. That's how you overcome adversity. I have never seen a player in this organization, including Barry Sanders. I have never seen a guy like Adrian Peterson. Never seen. This guy is just. You could build a. Matter of fact, let's go back to that Calvin Johnson draft. Him and AP was in there. The discussion was Adrian Peterson. I think he had just had a knee injury going into the draft. And the question was, do they go Calvin Johnson or do they go Adrian Peterson? If I guarantee you this, if they had picked Adrian Peterson over Calvin Johnson, this team would have been far more advanced mentally. Stafford would have been a far better quarterback. The player that Adrian Peterson is now is not the player they would have drafted, but he would. I don't know if he would have had the same success that he had in Minnesota that he would have here. Probably not. But he would have gave this team teeth. And he's 30, never mind his age, never mind what at the point of his career that he is. The fact that he's like, I'm not about to sit down. I love that. I want to give you that quick little stint. I don't know how far we're going to go into the game with this, but we're going to pause it here and we'll pick up as we go. I noticed that the commentators don't look at it from a Lions as a Lions fan perspective, which is cool. Who ran the ball? Who running the ball? Who just ran the ball? Was that Carry-On or was that Swift? 3rd down and 2, right? They're saying, why are they running the ball and you're down 3 scores? You got to come out of that mental turnover. Come away from that apathy. You got to come out of that. That's all mental. That is all. They have been up to the Adrian Peterson run. They have been in that hole ever since. That's why New Orleans was able to go up 3 scores. Look at how they playing now. Look at how they playing. Where was this at before Adrian Peterson did what he did? We are in the third quarter at the 5-minute mark. Where is this at? You took the ball out of Stafford's hand, right? Because he can't lead this team. He's not mentally ready to lead this team. He still has baby teeth. I need grown man teeth. I need someone who's not afraid. Even if they lose, they're going to come out playing hard every down. Stafford is still stuck in that ditch of that what's the name? He's doing too much. They need to take the ball out of his hands. They need to give Matthew Stafford a break. They have assembled a team that Matthew Stafford don't have to carry the team. This team can carry Matthew Stafford. All right, if you notice through the years how the calls will always go against the Lions, because the Lions will always fold. That's how, don't disrespect, that's how Detroit is as a city. You get hit with adversity, you fold. You go back, way back to the 60s, 50s, whatever, you go way back. You kick them and they fold. The same thing with this team. This city is ran that way. You, the communities, cities, I mean, not cities, but communities, how, I mean, neighborhoods, it's ran this way. You hit it, it folds. How I love about, man, I love Patricia, man. I love Patricia and Quinn. You even though that's, I don't know if that's a audio recording of the crowd, but look at what Adrian Peterson did. Man, I love AP. He's not quitting. All I needed was one guy to stand up. One guy. Every time I said that, he always been the guy. I needed somebody to stand up for what they was talking about Patricia. He stood up. I need a guy to do what he did. What was that? After they lost against the Bears, I believe it was the Packers. I'm not sure. He stood up with a play. He played a good game. And then now he's doing this again. AP is the guy that I've been looking. AP is great. He is great. He is bringing life to this team. Touchdown. Touchdown. The Lions gonna win this game. Not even about wins and loss for points. They're gonna win this game. AP woke them up. All I needed was one guy to stand up to the adversity. To stand up. Well, we're not gonna fold it up. We're not gonna. They have done that for 50 years. They get hit. They always fold up. AP is so mentally strong. So mentally strong. He's like, I'm not quitting. That first run, he hit it. And they're like, they shouldn't run the ball. The commentators don't know what they're talking about. They don't know anything about Detroit. How Detroit, as a not as a sports team, is as a city, as a community, and whatever. They don't know how it's ran. You have to be able to be mentally tough to win here. I think there's a saying: if you can survive in Detroit, you can survive anywhere, because only the strong survive in Detroit. Now, once Adrian Peterson did what he did, we are at the 4-minute mark in the third quarter, and I guarantee you, all the Lions fans probably died. They left the building. I ain't gonna say died like literally, but they probably just gave up on the team, folded up the tent, like we quit. Same old Lions. And I said they are not the same old Lions. All they needed was one player to stand up. They brought in the one player. Watch how this defense come alive. We are in the third quarter at the 3:40 mark. New Orleans finna fight. They finna fight to hold this win. They finna fight to hold this win. Once again, it's not that the New Orleans Saints is beating the Lions. It's that the Lions beat themselves. I absolutely enjoy like how Patricia and how Quinn and Patricia is running this organization. Uh, I say give Patricia 3 years, give him 3 years. Let him finish out this year. I don't care if they win or lose. Once again, I do not care if they win or lose. It is how they overcome the adversity. Now I need the defense to come alive. not come alive, but I need them to pick a side what they're going to be. Do they going to be a team that get pushed? Are they going to be a side of the field they're going to get pushed over? Or Adrian Peterson is the guy for the offense, and he's rejuvenated life to the team. But I need somebody from the defense to come out with that exact same impact as Adrian Peterson is. My guy is Jeff Okuda. What New Orleans is demonstrating is that their continuity of their team is saying that we're stronger than the Lions, regardless what they're trying to what they're trying to build here. It doesn't matter what they're trying to put together. Our continuity. Drew Brees have installed like such a mentality. It doesn't matter where we are, whatever. And he's like in a 0-2 situation, so therefore he's going to this game where he can come out winning. But what I'm saying is that the O-line has been up under these type of situations, whatever, and they say, like, well, our coming out game is Detroit. So that their offensive line is like opposing their will against the Lions defense. That's why I'm saying I need somebody from the defense. It could be Jamie Collins, Deron Harmon. It could be anybody. I need somebody. It could be Reggie Ragland. It could be an undrafted player. I need somebody from the defensive side of the ball to just demonstrate what Adrian Peterson did. I'm not going to quit. He got the name all day. So that's based upon I'm not quitting. I need somebody like that on the defense. It doesn't matter what we do, we win or we lose. I'm not quitting. What the defense that they're doing, the defense that the Lions is doing, and the Lions fans may say like, okay, they're picking us apart. Not picking us apart. They're running the ball down our throat. The reason because Patricia's saying, I'm not going to allow Drew Brees to beat us. I'm going to depend on my players to do their gap assignment to not allow Kamara to beat us. Patricia needs help. What I mean by that, Patricia said the game plan is what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that my job is to eliminate Drew Brees. I'm going to need my players to back me up to make sure Kamara doesn't beat us or Murray doesn't beat us. That's gap control. That's assignment. That's the MO. Then fans may say you need to go away from that. But if you go away from that, you're basically playing the pass. His greatest threat is the run. I mean, his greatest threat he's saying is the pass. So he's playing the pass because that's his greater threat. You take out the pass and you need the passing game, and you need your players to back you up to do their job up front. But that's what the Lions fans are saying, like they don't have enough help up front to do that. Now you can understand how Quinn and Patricia are building this team. They're building this team to make it one-dimensional. That's why it's taking layers to how to build it. Layers to build this dominant team. And I often use Jimmy Johnson, how he built this team, or I can use the Detroit Pistons going to work crew, or the Bad Boys, or I can use the 49ers with Bill Walsh. How they built it, they built it in layers, but you need a pillar. You need somebody to build off of that you can build, that you can structure, you can put in the bricks or whatever, how to frame it and so forth. And you need that foundational piece. And they just not getting it out there. We'll just say this is Patricia's third year. They just now getting a foundation. 9 and 17, they never had a foundation. Up under Jim Caldwell, and let's say up under Mayhew, they never had a foundation. Never had a foundation. The average fan may say they had a foundation, but that foundation was it wasn't solid. It was able to crack. It was able to, once it cracked, it was able to split. That came, how I know the moment of adversity will come, they don't ever overcome it. They don't overcome the adversity. It will fold up. That's how I knew that foundation wasn't good enough. That's why Bob Quinn didn't keep it. He didn't keep it. He didn't make the 9-7 comment based upon this 9-7. He made it because it's not solid. He saw the first 2 years of it up under Jim Caldwell, and I believe this. Now I'm shifting this way because I don't really get involved with the whole why Bob Quinn and then keep Jim Caldwell and all that good stuff. If Jim Caldwell team was strong enough to overcome adversity, then he would have kept Jim Caldwell. But the players played according to the coach standard. The coach only took them so far. Now, Patricia is building off what Caldwell did. It's tough to win here in Detroit. It is tough. It is tough. You're talking about 50 years of building it the wrong way. It's tough. It is tough to win here. But it has to be built on winning. Not winning losses, but individual battles. Oh, that what I mean by that individual battles is that they got to be able to overcome adversity and these different things. Watch how the Lions win this game. Watch how the Lions win this game. And like I said, they may not. What I mean by winning the game, I don't look at them winning the game in terms of wins and losses scoreboard. I'm looking at like how they win in their battles. AP brought him alive. He gave him a burst of life. Now I need a player from the defense to give them that self-same thing. I don't care about the score. I don't care about none of that. I just want to see this team come alive. Come alive. I need a defensive player to come alive that you can build off of. Lions almost got a turnover, right? You see what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? They almost got a turnover. That means they're waking up on the deep. All I needed is one player. Adrian Peterson gave you that life. We would not quit. It took Quinn and Patricia 3 years to get one player to say, I would not quit. You down 3 scores, right? You down 3 scores. And you running the ball? Why? Adrian Peterson said, give me the ball. Quinn said, we need a guy that's going to bring it all day. Not, no pun intended, nothing like that. But we need a guy who's not going to quit. It took them 3 years to find a guy who would not quit. He's 35 years old, and he comes in with that attitude. That's why he has such a presence where the opposing team has to respect it. He's not quitting. The last guy I remember like that, he had a short stint with the Lions, and that was Kevin Jones. Kevin Jones was the last guy that I saw that as a rookie, he came in and like, I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting. It was a preseason game that they was playing against Baltimore. And he ran through the hole, and I think Ray Lewis and I don't know whoever else who they met him at the hole. And then he came back again. Ray Lewis goes on to say he's mic'd up. He goes on to say 34 can hit it. Hey, y'all, 34 can hit it. In other words, he's not saying that he has a contact hitting. He's saying it's like he's not quitting. He's playing. I haven't seen a guy like that on this team since that no matter if they win or lose, he's coming because that's how he's built. That's how I haven't. Adrian Peterson, man, if they could redo that draft again, I would take him over Calvin Johnson because Calvin Johnson is like a finesse player. And they didn't know what they was getting. I really don't think they knew what they was getting. And no one knew Calvin Johnson was going to be what he turned out to be. And probably nobody knew what Adrian Peterson was going to turn out to be. But based upon how their career turned out, I take Adrian Peterson all day. And Calvin Johnson probably going to go in the Hall of Fame as a Hall of Fame. He's probably a Hall of Famer, going as one of the top receivers ever to do it, whatever. But his impact is nowhere near as significant as what Adrian Peterson impact is as a player. Adrian Peterson, how he is what is needed in Detroit. a city that's up under mediocrity, a city that's under a constant scrutiny, a constant like this a target for just being laughed at. Now the commentator said when it was down 3 scores, they don't need to be running the ball. Now the Lions got the ball back. They are in the fourth quarter, 13, 13 minutes and 30 seconds into it. And I don't know the score at this point, but I think the Lions is down 2 scores. I believe they're down 2 scores. But even with that, like I said, it doesn't matter how they win. I'm looking at how they're coming alive and coming together. Adrian Peterson, what he did to the rest of the team, this is the standard how we play. Adrian Peterson is just being who he is. You saw a Warrior try to make a play. You saw the defense come alive. Mm, 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 mm. The score is 35-21, right? I could care less what the commentators is talking about. I care less what they're talking about. Man, Adrian Peterson got me so excited. He got me so excited. He got me so excited. That's how you overcome adversity. I have never seen it here. It could have been done. I just didn't see it. I I love it. I love it. They can lose by 4 touchdowns. I wouldn't care. But I just want to see them how they overcome adversity, how they come back from these individual battles and getting these monkeys off their back. You had the lead. Do you fold down and quit? You had the lead. You lost the lead based upon a mental error, a turnover, or whatever the case may be. The momentum shift. What do? Do you keep coming back? Do you play? All all the Lions teams ever needed was one guy, and they all are waiting. All the players on either it's on special teams, either it's on defense or offense. They're all waiting for that one player to be. But this team have never had that one player to be that way for the entire duration of his time here at this team. They never had that one player. The Barry Sanders stint, I don't look at that as that one player because Barry Sanders, like, I think he was more lucky than skilled. Now, don't get me wrong, he was talented, but I think he was more lucky than skilled. Now they asking Stafford to do all this stuff again. Take the ball out of Stafford's hand. Run the ball. Run the ball. It doesn't matter how many scores you down. Take the ball out of Stafford's hand. Run the ball. The team respects Adrian Peterson. It doesn't respect Stafford. The defense doesn't. Oh, you could actually say that our offense don't respect Stafford as much as they do Adrian Peterson. They made the mistake again. Keep putting the ball in Stafford's hand. Take the ball out of Stafford's hand. They're panicking because they're looking at the score. You don't go by the score. You go by far as like who has the most effort, who's going to play with the most tenacity, who's ready to play. Adrian Peterson is ready to play. You put the ball in his hands. He's ready. He elevates everybody else. He makes everybody accountable. That's the offensive side of the ball as well as the defense. Now they punting after they got the ball back. And if you run the ball with Adrian Peterson, you're making the team respect you. Even if you put him in the backfield, you're making the team respect you. Mm, mm, mm. If seeing Stafford's look on his face when he's on that ground, it's like he's okay with being on the ground. He's okay with being sacked. He's a guy that how can I put it? He put me in the mind of myself. You know, you take a lot of hits from people, you just shove it off and keep moving. You know, he's great. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. That's why you get past coaches that would say they would love to have him. You know, he's a great guy. But when it comes to a sport, what is based upon competition, and competition is based about who's going to be better than who. Stafford's not that type of guy. He is a good guy. He's a team guy. He's the guy that, hey, cut my contract and pay me on the back end. I take care of me later. Just take care of what you need to do first. He's a good guy. You love that as a person. But when it comes to a competitive sport, you need a guy to be a little bit more selfish. What I mean by that, that's why it's competitive. It's based upon who's most selfish and whatever, who's going to oppose their will. Now, what I mean by him to be more selfish, I don't need him to be like, I need all my money type deal. I need him to be more so, me getting on the ground is not acceptable. He been in the league 12 years. He's been in his organization for 12 seasons. He has that very right to say that to whoever, I do not deserve to be put on my back. And that's how he should demand it. He should be a little bit more selfish with that. The best way to avoid Stafford getting sacked, have a run game. You have established a run game. Keep running the ball. It doesn't matter you're down 2 scores. None of that matters. You're trying to build something. You're not trying to win the game. You're trying to build something. See, that's why I think where the difference is between the fans and Patricia and even my opinion, where they're different. The fans say you should win and win now. Now, the owner is saying, according to the fans, because the fans is putting the money into the pockets of the owners, so you're gonna have to feed what the fans want. So now the owner is saying to the coach or to the general manager, the coach, you got to win now, according to what the fans. Because if the fans don't come by, we lose. Right? They're looking about it's about a capital standpoint. It's about a financial. It's business. I get it, but from my perspective, I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it from wins and losses. I mean, when I mean by wins and losses, I'm looking at far as like as the sport. That is, I'm looking for the Lions to be able to overcome adversity, even if you lose by 2 scores. I don't care. I don't care. I want to see a contender. So you have to do what you do what's best. And let's run the ball. Run the ball. Take the ball out of Stafford's hand. The fans are saying, well, we need to win now. So the coaches balk to that demand from your owner. I get it. See, all you just did was put a lot more pressure on your defense. It said that the run, playing the run, playing the pass, not playing the pass, man coverage that Patricia does and say it doesn't work. It does work. But what it is, the offense is not doing the side of the ball. It's not doing the side of the ball. We're at the we're in the 4th quarter at the 8-minute mark. It's 3rd and 12. Reggie Ragland made a play. Did I not call that out? No, I won't do that. I won't do that. What now? The average fan may say they switched it up. They switched up the scheme. No, the players switched up the scheme. You play what you plan until you're ready for the team to progress. What I mean by that, until you're ready to move on to something else. If what's the point of changing something to make it acceptable or to make it more complacent for the fans? I mean, for the players. No, you make them go outside their comfort. No, keep doing it. Do it again. It's like practice. Do it and do it again. We're not going to do it. We're not going to stop doing it until we do it excellent. That's Belichick. That's how they learned over there. That's why Patricia's keeps. That's why he's stuck with man. That's why he's stuck with it. You're not going to go away from it until you do it well. They do man so well that they don't have to. It don't have to be like a thought anymore. They know what man. They know how to do man. They know how to do it and do it well. Now the rest of the league and the rest of the fans may say like it doesn't work. It's not meant to if it works or not. We need the players to know how to do it. So whenever it's called upon, they don't have to guess about what their assignment is. If you know how to do it, it's like practice. You do it again. What I think Bill Belichick is the play like they have the choice of picking a play. Well, we'll do it how you practice, how you is based upon how you practice it. If you practice it well, we'll do it. If you don't, we won't. Which makes sense. Why do something that if you don't practice it to perfection, how are you going to demonstrate that on the field? So Patricia's saying, we're going to do man until we perfect it. The fans are saying like, well, we want to win now. We want to see results now. Well, Patricia's saying like, in time, you will. So he's saying we're going to keep doing man until you perfect it. Then we can move on to something else. Why? Because you got that solidified. Now you can move. Now you're building up an arsenal. We can do man. Now we can do run. We can do zone, or we can do it. Whatever the case may be. We can move to something else. I love how they're doing it. Every now and again, I find myself. I'm gonna be transparent right here. Every now and again, I find myself going into what the fans would think. I listen to their comments and they're saying like, "Well, Patricia needs to do this now." That's fear. That's panicking. That's that. We gotta win now. We gotta hurry up. No, you gotta understand how it needs to be built. They're building a contender, but if you don't do one thing right, how else are you gonna do anything right? They don't do. What is the one thing? Look, let's be honest. What is the one thing that the Lions, since Barry Sanders was here, what is the one thing that they do right? And if you be sarcastic if you want to by saying losing, you wouldn't be far off. What is the one thing they do right, whether it's special teams, defense, or offense? What is the one thing that you can hold your hat on? Game in, game out, they're going to do it right. They're going to do it to the point of perfection where the other team can't stop it. What is that? I'll wait. Since Barry Sanders, I'm not going any time before that. Since Barry Sanders was the only team that got them a playoff win. So we're going to go from Barry Sanders all the way up to now. Give me one thing through whatever era, what regime, whatever came in, that did one thing to perfection where the other team was threatened by game in, game out, no regardless of their opponent. You would say an individual player. You would say either it's Calvin Johnson or you could say it's Barry Sanders. That's not them doing it well. That's it. They're just great at what they do. But as a team, or what side of the position of a side of the ball, whatever, whether it's special teams, offense, defense. You can say Mel Gray, you may say Eddie Drummond, you may say guys like that. They may have done it well, but those are players. But you won't say the special teams is great. You won't say the offensive line is great. You won't say the quarterback is great. We are at 7-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Now the average fan is probably saying you're down 2 scores. Why are you not running the ball? Patricia's saying I need to establish something, and I love it because he's going off what Adrian Peterson did. I love it. I absolutely love it. 4th and 1, they're going for it, right? And all right. Once again, I don't care for like, and I don't. This could be nitpicking, but I don't care for like Stafford to be calm. I mean, what I mean, no. Let's change that. Let's rephrase that. I need Stafford to be calm. That all I need Stafford to do is be a game manager. That requires him just to be poised, be calm. He's not. He's erratic. He just so you're throwing a screen pass or out the flat, or whatever the case may be. He's throwing zingers. You know, like he got to zip the ball real quick, and it puts the player out of position, so they don't execute it. Now Stafford's a guy who does it to the T, improvising everything because I think everything is moving too fast in his head. I really believe that. Now they're saying that the Lions need a little bit more urgency. No, because they're trying to win. They want the Lions to do what it takes to win the game. I don't need them to win the game. I just need them to fight. See, by them being so impatient and not being in control, it causes them to make mental errors. See, there's people don't understand that there's how much pressure it is not to lose. And it's not the typical not to lose, like you came from a college team or you came from another team. This is 50 years of losing. So it's like pressure beyond, I don't even know if it's even measurable how the magnitude of losing, what the impact of losing it is when you come to Detroit. I don't even know there's nothing like it. That's why I think every player or every coach that comes here and they were successful somewhere else, where they lose here in a way that it is like outside of character. It's like a atmosphere that you have never experienced. This is the reason why I was a fan of like running the ball instead of passing the ball. Is because in fact you're giving this team poise, you're teaching how everybody how to be calm. So now everything is hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. This team is not is not experienced enough how to hurry up. And what I mean experience, it may have a lot of players that have played a lot of games, but in terms of camaraderie, it's not experienced enough to handle that kind of a pressure. They're dealing with the pressure of losing, and they're going up against that wall. So they're trying to hurry up to make a play. Everybody's trying to go past instead of being calm. This is why running the ball, what Adrian Peterson was able to do, it keeps the team calm. See, now they would say that they just got a first down on a 15-yard gain, right? But they would say like that's a great play by Stafford. Like, no, it's not. It's not a great play by Stafford. It's a forced play. It's like a Hail Mary play. It's not a necessary. If you're a contending team, that type of play is unacceptable. You're forced to make that play versus being poised. If you're just poised, you make the simple play that you don't have to be third and long like that. If you make it simple, if Stafford is poised, you're not putting players in position for us like to where the pass is overthrown or something like that, or you're forced to throw the ball when you're down 2 scores. Even if you're down 2 scores, continue to run the ball because you're trying to develop poise. If you develop poise, your offensive line is that much more confident. That opens up holes. Your receivers is that much more relaxed. That helps them to run their routes and be on time to their spot. It is poise. This team doesn't have poise on the offensive side of the ball. Now Adrian Peterson woke them up, and all you got to do is ride that wave. So now you force Stafford to throw a ball because you're down 2 scores. Don't play to the 2 scores. You know, what I admire about Bill Belichick, he'd take a loss if he's going to learn how to win. That's why I think the Lions has never done. They never learned how to win. They always learned how ways to lose because they go by the pressure pill. You got to hurry up and win. You got to do this. You got to do this. That's pressure. And if you're not stable, if you're not matured, if you're not experienced, if you're not seasoned, it's going to get you every time. You're going to implode. So now you're forcing Stafford to be something that he's not, and that's calm in these type of situations. He's not that type of guy. He's not that type of guy. Stafford is good when he's calm. It's too much pressure in his head. We are at the 4-minute 30 mark, the fourth quarter, 2nd and 10. He overthrew 3 receivers, 3 different plays. It's going too fast. That's why you take the ball out of his hands early and often. Let him be a game manager. Don't make him be the Stafford that you have for 10 plus years. He should be a game manager at this point. He's not. He don't lead the receiver. He throws it behind the receiver, and we are 4th and 1, and you just had like 5 straight plays of throwing the ball. Somebody's panicking. Somebody's panicking. Somebody's up under the pressure that they got to win the game versus establishing how to win. It's 4th and 1. We're in the red zone. Adrian Peterson did it all by himself. And look, what I'm saying is, it's not about if you win or you lose. It's not about the score. I could care less about that. It's about like posing your will. Adrian Peterson gives his teams a calmness. Why? Because he's done it. He's calm. He said that team that they know I'm finna run the ball, but none of us going to stop. He's running through everybody. That's will. It took them, and since Patricia been here, this is his 3rd year, it took him 3 years to get that one player. One player that's going to pose his will. I love it. I absolutely love it. They can lose this game. Like I said, the Lions can lose this game. I just want to see them not quit. The guy who's making the plays is the guy who's not quitting. Adrian Peterson.
The gamble pays off. It was actually really good coverage. And again, you're looking at Malcolm Jenkins right here.
I care less about the 2-point conversion and all this la stuff. I just want to see them be calm and pose their wills and come out of that apathy. They pulling themselves out of that turnover by their leader. Now a fan gonna say, "Well, Stafford is doing all." No, no, no. None of this is Stafford. Adrian Peterson was a leader, and he took them out of the hole that their leader put them in. That's all they ever needed in this organization was a player to lead. All day, I'm going to bring it, and the other team is not going to stop me. I could say Barry Sanders was that, but Barry Sanders had to emphasize too much. Improvise too much. He had to be extra special to do what he does. I agree with that commentator. He said when they went for the 2 point conversion, it was a bit premature. I agree. Like I said, everybody's up under pressure now. If they had kept running the ball, they wouldn't have been up under pressure. I'm not talking early on in the game. I'm talking about being down 3 scores or 2 scores, whatever that it was. Keep running the ball. After Adrian Peterson made that first, when it was down 2 scores, I believe, and Adrian Peterson was like, how can I say? He made that first run, and whatever, and all of a sudden, you just ride that wave. You just ride it. And now I understand why they go. Why I finally understand why the Lions do what they do. The pressure thing gets to them. The pressure thing gets to them. Either it's the owner whispering to the GM whispers to the quarterback. I mean to the coach. Coach go down to coordinator go to the players. It becomes a pressure game. All they need is one player to say like, "I'm not, I'm all day," and they could ride that wave, and it will go all the way from the bottom all the way up to the top. Now you look at the players. It's it's in the fourth quarter, 3 minutes and 29 seconds, and you're down a score, down 6, right? You're down 6, and you see the players swarming around the ball. Now, where was this at before you was down like 2 touchdowns? Where was this? Where was the swarming at then? Nobody was alive. That one moment of adversity, put them in this pit hole. All they needed was somebody to take them out of the pit hole. So Adrian Peterson got that run. It's not the run per se. It was the attitude. I'm not quitting. I'm going to be who I am. Adrian Peterson is just special. He is just, and I believe only special players are just like that. They just don't quit. They do not quit. That's what makes them special. I guess that's why I love Ben Wallace so much. It didn't matter if he was on a losing team or not. You wasn't going to stop him from being Ben Wallace. Now, if the Lions come back and win this game, they will say it's Matthew Stafford. They will brought them out doing a winning drive, whatever the case may be, right? It would probably be an individual player, whatever. But I'm going to say it started with Adrian Peterson. It started with him. They were down 2 scores and they ran the ball, but he ran it with effort. He ran it like as though like they were winning versus they was down 2 scores. That the players look at that like, why are you doing that? We're losing. I love it.
It's just too fast as he comes up and over. He's literally just always running away from Jeff Okuda in this example. And look at the great accuracy again, putting the ball over Tracy Walker, only where Traquan Smith can get that. Look, wow.
Now, would that pass that Drew Brees threw? That's called touch. That's where I'm asking Stafford to be poised. Drew Brees is just showing his poise, and he's going to pick the team apart. But look how the Lions, we're at the fourth quarter, the 2 minute and 33 mark. And look how they're swarming the ball. Look how they're not quitting. Now they went from two scores where they were folding the tent and they're like, I quit, and nobody really wanted whatever. It was just it was a big old deal. What's his name? Amendola. He tried to wake up the team by doing what he did with the player, try to wake up the team doing an emotional stint. It don't work that way. It has to work through will. Man, Adrian Peterson. Yeah, yeah. I love the guy. I love him. Great signing. Somebody told me today, they said they're wasting him. He need to go to a contender. They need to cut him and let him go to a contender. I disagree. He's part of what they need for them to establish a winner.
Yeah, and that's smart. I like the play call because you struggled getting to the right side. Now what you do is you make it basically 11.
All right. You may say, I don't know if people may agree with this assessment, but how you build a winner is overcoming battles. Like I said, you may sacrifice the win. You may sacrifice the game of it in terms of win and loss, but learning how to win is the key thing for me personally. Is the key thing learning how to win. And a fan may say it's like how you win. No, well, how you win is based upon if you know how to win. If you know how to win, you win in like a very convincing way. If you don't know how to win, you luck and win. And the Lions have never knew how to win in a convincing way because they never knew how to win. And I believe Patricia, I love this. Patricia's the whole Quinn Patricia regime is teaching them how to win. Even if they lose a game, they teach them how to win individual battles. So you become a contender. They are a draft all season away. That's why I think they should get a fourth year. They should get a fourth year. I say all I need is 3 years to show if Patricia deserves a fourth year or Quinn and Patricia. Yeah, they get a fourth year. Because what I'm seeing the players do something that I never seen the Lions team ever do. They're fighting. Up under Patricia, I see them constantly fight. I see two things that I've noticed up under Patricia. Now they may say he may not technically be a good coach per se. That's same like game management. That comes in time of experience. But if you don't have a foundation, you can't really do your job as a coach. You have to establish a foundation. How your players got to know how to win, right? Or learn how to do one thing great, so that can be a snowball effect. It can build momentum. Two things I see the effects of Patricia. The team that he played, the teams that he's like, let's say this game against the Saints, the Chiefs game that they lost, and I believe it was the Packers game that they lost. The games that they lose is like how I see them lose. Do they quit or do they keep fighting? This team, I see them keep fighting. You're down 2 scores, and your leader cost you the momentum of the game, and you still keep fighting. And the second thing I noticed about with Patricia, the opposing coordinators alter their game plan according to him. All right.
And that's the way you want to end it. You have your best player.
All right. Now, Detroit losing by 6. And now the Lions fans are going to say, they lose again. Fire Patricia. I so disagree. I so disagree. I so disagree. Patricia he deserves a fourth year based upon this game alone. The Saints game, this is October, what, 4th? What day? What is this? October 4th. They deserve another year. Quinn Patricia deserves another year, just based upon this Saints game. All right, Lions fans, I'm going to conclude this game. The score is 35-29, and I believe that is a minute and 20 something seconds counting. And the game is officially going to be over. I think they're going to run out the clock. So that's the conclusion of this game. With that being said, the Lions lose, but they won to me. All right. All right, Lions fans, I salute.